So I recently decided to take a long weekend trip to New York. New York has been on my radar for the past couple months as I've been feeling a little just creatively burnt out. So I was kind of searching for that spark and motivation, and I knew New York was just the spot I needed for that creative inspiration. The city is just so aesthetically pleasing. There's really a photograph just waiting on every corner. If you ever shot in the city, you already know kind of what I'm talking about. There's really the people, the food, just the vibe of the city. I mean, there's endless photo opportunities. It really is one of a kind in the photographer's playground. But I'm starting the video off, guys, at Top of the Rock. I actually headed to the Top of the Rock for a nice sunset, but as you can see, it is overcast. You know, when you expect the weather to do a certain thing, you will get the opposite every time, I promise you. So don't have many expectations with street photography. Just show up with your camera and make the best of every situation. Not a ton planned for the weekend. Kind of just winging it. I'm only here for a couple nights. After the Top of the Rock, I plan to just do some street photography, go to the subways. I'm gonna ride the Staten Island Ferry and see where the rest of the weekend takes me. But I hope you guys enjoy this. So if you guys ever come to New York and you are interested in heading to Top of the Rock, you know, to get kind of that top-down view of the city, the nice skyline, I do recommend going to Top of the Rock because if you go to the highest level, it has this unobstructed view, as you can see here, with no glass. When you shoot behind glass, you get reflections, and especially if the glass is dirty, you're just not going to get a clean image. So that is an advantage, definitely coming to the Top of the Rock. There are some others, the Edge, but there is glass at the edge. But at this spot, I was kind of struggling to find a good composition here. Something I was happy with, because this spot I think really shines when that sun is out, when you do get that sunset and that glow, that orange glow on the buildings. I mean, it's unmatched. But despite the clouds, I still took a few snaps here. And just kind of kept walking around. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't get a ton of pictures I was happy with, but I did manage to catch a few. So this platform was something new to me. I just stumbled upon it actually while I was inside Grand Central Station. Maybe someone can let me know down in the comments or message me if you're from New York. Like, let me know where I'm at. Where do these trains go? It was a completely new platform that I've never seen before. Not a lot of people in here too. I mean, there was a few people walking in and out, but I liked the lighting, and I had the Shortstache Polar Pro quarter mist on, and that just really adds a nice glow to any type of lights. So recently I've been chasing street photography in a little bit of a different way. You know, in the past when I picked up my camera, when I walked outside, I was chasing kind of just that one frame, you know, the portfolio shot. I still want to create these very artistic and aesthetically pleasing photographs. However, I think shooting with the X100 for a little bit over a year now has kind of really forced me to just slow down and just notice different moments and scenes of street photography, different from the Sony a7 IV. You know, that is a pretty much almost a damn near perfect camera. You know, it's a very hybrid camera. It's capable of video and photo. It's very sharp, 33 megapixels, excellent dynamic range. The autofocus obviously speaks for itself. But with the X100, it's a camera that is a lot slower. It's a lot more cumbersome. There's quirks in it. The autofocus is slow. Timing, I mean, you just really have to shift your mindset with street photography. And I really think this camera has forced me to just slow down. Prior to using this camera, you know, like I said, it was always kind of chasing that perfect frame. You know, I wanted dramatic light, perfect compositions, something worthy of just being called fine art. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, those type of photos pushed me creatively and taught me patience, timing. And at first, learning photography, it really teaches you how to see. But recently, it's just my relationship with street photography has changed. You know, I started paying attention to more just those quiet moments, just ordinary scenes that I feel like I would miss if I did not have this camera. You know, in a sense, gear does not matter, but to an extent, it does not matter. You can't, like, yes, can you create great images with your iPhone? Of course. Can you create great images with a disposable film camera? Of course. But, you know, I think there is a cap to those cameras. And I think the right camera can really push you creatively in ways you do not think it can. It's just not about creating art anymore for me, but it's really more about capturing what it felt like to be there in the moment and documenting existence, if that makes sense. You know, there is a fine line between going out and just documenting and going out and creating fine art. Some of my photos will still turn into art, no doubt about that. Some frames will still stand out, but I just kind of no longer judge every outing by whether I came home with a masterpiece. And that's the huge point for me. When I first started photography, street photography, especially in Chicago, you know, if I did not come home with this banger masterpiece photo, I thought it was a very unsuccessful day. But sometimes the value is simply in just noticing. I'm slowing down enough to witness, just life happening around me. And honestly, that mindset shift has made photography feel a lot more meaningful. So if you're ever in New York and you also want to check out the Staten Island Ferry, you obviously leave from Lower Manhattan, you ride to Staten Island, and if you want to take the return trip back, you actually need to get off the ferry itself and walk around and kind of quickly, because they load the next departure very fast. So you need to go around, get back on the same ferry you rode, and then they'll take you back to Lower Manhattan. I was just shooting with the X100 for primarily the entire duration of my time on the ferry. I think the colors, the Fuji colors, obviously everybody knows how well the Fuji colors shine and they speak for themselves. But it was actually nice because on the way to Staten Island, there wasn't a lot of sunlight. This was a pretty early shoot. I think I rode the 7 a.m. ferry. I was hoping to catch that sunrise, but when I got on the ferry, it was actually very cloudy. But as you can see here, on the way back to Lower Manhattan, the sun actually did start to come out and actually created a lot of different compositions. And just, you get that light coming through the buildings, you get shadows, you get lines. It just creates completely different images if it was an overcast day. Guys, made it to the Manhattan Bridge, probably at one of my favorite spots in the city, the Chinatown overlook. I think a very underrated spot. I just love the depth and the compression that this spot offers, and it just got a fresh coat of rain. Conditions just can't be matched. Go, 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 go. So if you guys are familiar with my previous content on YouTube and some of my videos, you know I sometimes mention that I'm always looking for colors that kind of stand out, and this guy with the blue poncho caught my attention immediately. Going forward, I'm shooting a lot from the hip. I'm not putting the camera up to my eye a lot, especially when you're shooting. I'm trying to get closer to people. It definitely can be a little bit intimidating and uncomfortable at times, but if you're getting close to people, you don't want to typically put the camera up to your eye. It can be a little rude, you know. You want to kind of respect people's spaces, and you know, you don't want them to necessarily notice you either. So shooting from the hip, which is why you don't see the screen a lot, it really does help just make things a little bit easier, and things go smoothly in street photography that way. shooting in Chinatown for the few days that I was here. Really short trip, but I think Chinatown was definitely the highlight of my couple days here. Getting that last minute rainfall really added another dynamic and just an extra layer to the photos, which I really appreciate when editing. But despite that, I really tried to push myself in a different way and try to get closer to people. Stray away from the 85, shoot with the 35, and just get a little bit closer to people. That can definitely be uncomfortable at first, but I think you're able to just tell a better story. You're able to really capture the emotion and facial expressions of people versus shooting further away with an 85. Not to say that lens is a great lens for isolating subjects, and it can definitely tell a story, but I think the 35 is definitely that sweet spot for capturing candid moments and telling a story. Despite this being a very short trip, New York City always seems to impress me every time I visit. I probably came home with about half the pictures that I usually shoot on a weekend trip like this, but I just really enjoyed slowing down and taking majority of my pictures on the Fujifilm. If you guys like my color grading, I am slowly starting to develop a preset system, which should be available in the near future. Also, if you like my color grading and my footage, this was all made possible with a plugin called Dji. I mentioned this on my Colorado video a few months back. And if you like my color grading, you can actually get 10% off your first order. This is going to do it for the New York video, guys. I appreciate everyone watching. My next video coming out will be from Seattle. I took back in April. Have a lot of pictures to still edit. Got to get working on that. That should be out within the next couple months. So I appreciate everyone tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.